Hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in, and it's great to have you with us. We are familiar with it by now. ADBL is one of those brands that has an enormous range of products. This is something that Sebastian and I always criticize again and again, that from our perspective, the range is too large. Why is that? Simply put, because we are always the idiots who have to make videos like this. Because ADBL has a staggering 5,000 different quick detailers, spray sealants, and spray waxes. If we set aside the wet sealant, which is actually intended for the wheels, it might also work on paint, but maybe not. It's hard to say. It's just unnecessarily complicated. And that's why I thought I would try to tell you in this video, with the support of ADBL, what the differences between the products here are. Because I contacted ADBL via email and asked them, hey, what are the differences? With the synthetic spray wax and the quick wax, I could still deduce it myself. But with the 3 quick detailers, I was definitely lost, because there is the QD1, there is the Speed QD, and there is the Ceramic QD, and they sometimes promise the same thing. And that's why we will now discuss the differences between these products as briefly and concisely as possible. In this video, we will start with the QD1. The QD1, to keep it as simple and straightforward as possible, is the classic quick detailer in the ADBL range. That means, according to ADBL, as the team told me, it has the best cleaning performance. From that perspective, I have a bit of dirt on the hood now and will use it specifically for this task here. It has what I would describe as a tropical fruity scent. It definitely brings that. It is one that cleans okay. It's not the one I would call the best cleaning quick detailer I've ever tried, but it definitely creates a beautiful paint smoothness at the same time. So now we have some helicopter flying over. I hope that's okay and it doesn't disturb the sound too much. We'll just keep going. Regarding paint smoothness, we have a few thousand other products that we will look at later, which are also good, but he definitely brings that up. What we should not expect here is to receive a quick detailer with sealing properties. It does leave something light on the paint. There's no other way around it. And this is always the case when a product creates such a really great paint smoothness, but it does not create or it does not provide outstanding hydrophobicity. It doesn't do that. It can't. And from that perspective, this is, as mentioned, the classic quick detailer in the ADBL range. The QD1. We basically remain in the same product category, but with a slightly different variation. And now we are talking about the Speed QD. To my knowledge, this is also the latest product or the last product in this series that was released. Additionally, Sebastian has already made 1 or 2 videos for you. Sebastian was quite enthusiastic. Basically, this is also a classic quick detailer. That means it cleans as well. But to be completely clear and to convey what ADBL has told me, the QD1 actually cleans a bit better. It brings stronger sealing properties. And according to ADBL, it is also the one with the strongest hydrophobia among all 3 quick detailers, namely the QD1, Speed QD, and Ceramic QD. That means this is again the classic product or the category that I have named this way. Quick detailer with sealing properties brings a very, very pleasant, but I must also say, quite sweet mango scent with it. I believe Sebastian has already raved about that. Definitely, and noticeably, creates a paint smoothness. You can see that I need to rub a bit because I already have some water spots here that have been on for a little longer. I'll spray directly onto the paint. The Speed QD can remove it, but only with a bit of persuasion. In my opinion, there are better options. And yes, you can notice it and you can feel it too. The QD1 is indeed a bit stronger and better in terms of cleaning performance. And what I also notice while processing is that the Speed QD definitely creates a noticeable paint smoothness and also refreshes the color. But this effect is stronger with the QD1. That's why I mentioned earlier that the QD1 is, for me, the classic quick detailer. Strengths, color refreshment, paint smoothness, cleaning performance, and the Speed QD loses just a tiny bit in all these areas, but gains a little back in sealing performance. And I believe and hope that this way one can at least fundamentally distinguish between the 2 products a bit, We move on to the next product, the Ceramic QD, which has a fragrance reminiscent of a men's perfume. The problem is as follows. I actually shouldn't use this product here on my car because it is clearly and explicitly stated by ADBL that this product is made and intended for use on ceramic coatings. I don't have a ceramic coating, so I won't be using it now. No, that's obviously nonsense, but it illustrates the difficulty of such statements and advertising promises, because one could conclude, and I would understand if someone said, no, I shouldn't apply this here because there is no ceramic on it. But that's nonsense, because I can use the Speed QD just as well on my non-ceramic sealed car. I will do this for you now as an extreme experiment. My paint is gone. No, as I said, that's nonsense. I can use it just as well on a non-ceramic sealed paint. And this is also the product, and I say this to you very openly, honestly, and directly. This is the product in this range from ADBL that I have the most trouble with due to the statements from ADBL. I had this confirmed again. And honestly, I did not receive satisfactory answers because I clearly asked what the differences are between the QD1, the Speed QD, and the Ceramic QD. With the Speed QD and the QD1, I see it and I feel it, especially on the paint. That's true. However, ADBL stated that this one creates a shine, while the QD1 and Speed QD create a gloss. And then I asked, what is the difference? I couldn't get an answer. Then I was told that this one provides a boost on a ceramic coating, meaning it enhances hydrophobicity. At the same time, I was told that the Speed QD is fundamentally more hydrophobic than the one here. I responded critically, saying, well, wait a minute. What does that mean? How can one product be more hydrophobic on bare paint than another, and then suddenly it's the opposite on a ceramic coating? They couldn't provide me with an answer. That's why, as I said, this is the most challenging product for me. However, that does not change the fact that it fundamentally works. It can be used on an unsealed paint, and it can be used on a ceramic coating. However, I put a question mark behind whether this is really sensible and whether one should do it, because you see, the paint hasn't exploded on me, even though there is no ceramic on it. You can also see this is now the small 200 ml bottle, so you have to spray a little more often. You can also see that I am able to clean the surface here, even though it is not ceramic sealed. And what I can clearly tell you, from what I feel on the paint, is that the Ceramic QD, and that's why it's good that we are using it here on a non-ceramic sealed car, is not as smooth. Definitely not as smooth as the Speed QD, and especially not like the QD1. That doesn't mean it's not smooth at all. I notice it now. The cloth actually glides over it well, but you have to polish a bit better and pay a bit more attention, so that no residues are left behind. Whether we can really talk about shine and gloss on the hood, to be honest, I think that's nonsense. They will all have a certain color refreshing effect. When it was introduced, I no longer remember where it came from. There was also talk about how it should cover or conceal light scratches and defects in a ceramic sealant. To be honest, I have never really seen that. And that's why the Ceramic Quick Detailer is interchangeable with the Speed Quick Detailer or the Quick Detailer 1. In other words, the Ceramic Quick Detailer doesn't offer me anything more or better than the Quick Detailer 1, which is clearly focused on cleaning performance, smoothness, and color refreshment. Or as the Speed Quick Detailer, SOS EOS, which can do a little less in these areas, but has a slightly better sealing performance. For me, it kind of falls through the cracks. Again, that doesn't mean it doesn't work fundamentally. I am sure he will have his fans among you, simply because he doesn't smell sweet, but rather brings a note of perfume with him. All the products up to this point have been traditional quick detailers, meaning they clean and seal at the same time. The last two products, Quick Wax and Synthetic Spray Wax, are true dedicated sealants. I believe that fundamentally, and due to their liquid form and the emulsions contained within, they also clean the surface, just as water would generally clean a surface. However, they are not designed for that. These are truly dedicated sealants that should be regarded as such. And since the emergence of the synthetic spray wax, which I believe owes its popularity definitely to Sebastian here on this channel, there has always been the question, what is the difference between the synthetic spray wax and the quick wax? And I would like to answer this question differently. Basically, you get very, very durable products with both options because depending on whom you ask and with some testers and on certain paints and cars, the quick wax has held better and longer. For others, it was the synthetic spray wax. Sebastian and I have generally found that the synthetic spray wax is a bit better, more reliable, and lasts longer across a wider range of different paints and cars. In this regard, the quick wax definitely brings more to the table than the synthetic spray wax, namely color refreshment and paint smoothness. It is really a smooth product because one thing that many of you dislike about sealants that last a long time is that they usually leave a slight rough paint texture. The Sonax Brawl Detailer is really terrible in that regard. The ADBL synthetic spray wax is a bit smoother than the Sonax, but not by much. If you like paint smoothness but still don't want to compromise on durability and hydrophobic properties, then this is a really, really good product. Now, I know what many of you are thinking and saying, well, that sounds similar to the Dr. Wack high-end spray wax. And yes, that is indeed the case. I would personally say that the Dr. Wack A high-end spray wax and the quick wax from ADBL are very similar. Personally, I see advantages in terms of paint smoothness with Dr. Wack. However, I see more advantages regarding durability with ADBL. That's why I believe that the ADBL quick wax will probably be the perfect product for many of you out there. From my perspective, it receives far too little attention for how good it actually is. It will not produce exactly the same round beads as the synthetic spray wax, which is truly outstanding and unique in this regard, but it comes very, very close. 2001, and this is the quick wax. The scent is blueberry, while the synthetic spray wax has a bubblegum fragrance. I personally find them to be very similar. However, they could be distinguished as follows. This one is a bit fruitier, more authentic, and more honest. The synthetic spray wax smells a bit more synthetic to most people. You just have to say it clearly and exactly as it is. Some may find this hard to accept, but that's just the way it is. The ADBL synthetic spray wax is probably the spray wax or spray sealant, no matter what you call it, with the longest durability, the highest resistance, and the best beading behavior overall. And yes, a Sonax ceramic spray sealant, a Sonax brilliant shine detailer, a fireball pirouette, and some other products come very close to that. And at the end of the day, we are talking about small differences and we are talking about nitpicking. But no matter which test we conduct and no matter on which paint we perform these tests, the ADBL synthetic spray wax truly impresses us. And every time with a, as you have seen, problem-free application with an incredibly beautiful beading effect and with a really, really strong durability. The only thing that slightly limits the durability here is the use of certain alkaline, very alkaline insect removers or pre-cleaners. There are occasionally combinations of sealants and cleaners or pre-cleaners that somehow do not get along. But you have the same problem with every other spray sealant as well. Now, you have already seen that these various products from ADBL are also available in different volumes. Each individual product is available in a liter bottle, and each individual product is also available in a 500 ml bottle. And they all now come with the Good Canyon spray heads, thanks to Waschguru. What is not available with all products is this practical 200 ml size, which is really cool and compact, because you can easily keep it in your car to use it in between. As far as I know, they are currently only available for the synthetic spray wax and the ceramic quick detailer, not for the others. And with the 5-liter canisters, you will find 5-liter canisters for all products, except for the quick wax, which used to be available in a 5-liter canister. I don't know if it has been discontinued or if it's due to supply issues, but currently the 5-liter canister is unfortunately no longer available here. And now, at the end of the video, the question naturally arises. Which ones can I recommend to you? Or are there products that stand out? Basically, that is a difficult question. One can create a case for each of these 5 products where I would say that it is ideal for this or that person. From my personal perspective, and especially when we look at the prices, I will show you a small table that I created for this. I must clearly say that with the spray sealants, Since the synthetic spray wax is a little bit cheaper than the quick wax, I would actually recommend the synthetic spray wax to most of you because it is simply such a fantastically good product among the spray sealants. As mentioned, if paint smoothness is very important to you and you can forego a little bit of hydrophobia and possibly also durability, then you should consider the quick wax. But with the two products, I personally wouldn't necessarily say that you have to choose one over the other, because it really doesn't matter which one you get. They are both good spray sealants or spray waxes. That's just how it is. When it comes to quick detailers, my perspective is quite different. Personally, my clear favorite is the Speed Quick Detailer, as it really has everything I expect from a quick detailer. Light sealing properties, easy application, pleasant scent, color refreshment, and paint smoothness are all present. For those of you who are perfectionists when it comes to paint, meaning those who truly value the last bit of paint smoothness, you should take a look at the Quick Detailer 1. Those of you who might often go to a meet and find it important that a quick detailer really cleans well should take a look at the Quick Detailer 1. The product that, as I mentioned before, stands out a bit for me personally is the Ceramic Quick Detailer. And I would say it as follows. If you are someone who generally trusts manufacturers when they say something, then you can feel free to get it. If you have a ceramic sealant on your car, you will not destroy the ceramic sealant with the product. It may be the case, and now we move on to what I personally think, that you might slightly degrade the hydrophobicity, beading behavior and runoff behavior of a very hydrophobic ceramic sealant with the product. However, if the ceramic is already at the end of its lifespan and durability, you can prolong it a bit with this product in the sense that at least you can boost the hydrophobic properties again, as the manufacturer promises here. But that is a decision that each of you has to make for yourself. And now I hope that this video has given you a brief, concise and clear overview of the various spray products from ADBL, and that each of you can now decide on one of them. If you found the video helpful, informative, exciting and interesting, please give us a thumbs up, support the channel with a free subscription and tune in for the next video. Goodbye.